Hello everyone, good morning and good day to you. It's TechReads here, and in this video, which I think should be the last and the third video, we should be talking about, just something out of context, something that can actually help you, understand when the market wants to change trend, right? Now, I think from the thread I made on the X100 Lagrange, I said you need to look out for three things when the market wants to change trend. Number one is first, weakening in price momentum. You should see a weakening. So let's say this from here to this place. Sorry about that. Okay, let me start again. First one I said was weakening in price movements, right? So let's say now it takes this particular from here. This, let's say point A to point B, it is about 6%. Now you notice that when price actually wants to change trend, that momentum it uses to exceed or clear the previous external range liquidity would reduce. Let's say instead of breaking out and ascending or advancing up to this level, it can just come up just very tiny, something like this. Boom, before breaking the range low. Then coming back. Now when this happens, you expect price to come back to the extreme to pick orders, not come here. So when you see this type of thing, don't actually expect price to come here and pick orders. If you take your trades from here, you get stopped out. So you expect price to come around this place and boom, right? So this one is when price movement kind of like weakens. When price movement weakens, right? So it's accompanied with a liquidity sweep. Then it's also accompanied with an inducement, possibly I did not state it here. An inducement to be somewhere here, right? Somewhere close to the entry. An inducement sponsoring what? Price movement. So that is that. Then the second one you should notice when there are expansions, right? Now expansions can come in two forms, like in the previous video, either in form of mitigation blocks or breaker blocks. So when you say expansions, let's say we have something like this, then boom, market just comes down straight, right? Now you expect market to come back to this particular level around this area to pick orders, and then boom. So this is a classic breaker block that market change structures also when there are expansions as well. And then the third one is when there is a failed swing, when there is a failure, because some person call it shift of market structure, when there is a failure to actually make the next swing. So we have that one, something like this. So instead of market coming up to clear this particular place, market comes below this place, right? And then just stops here, then breaks this low. Now we expect market to do what? To come back to this place, pick orders, and then boom. Of course, with all your trade criteria met, you can actually take this type of trade. It's not something you just see and then just take, right? So this one too. Then okay, this one now, this particular one can come in this form as well. It can come in a mitigation block form, but what differentiates it is when there is an expansion. Like I said, when there is an expansion in a failed swing, then you can treat it like a mitigation block. So when there's an expansion here, you just take your orders from anywhere here and then boom, right? So I cannot show you everything here, but in the X100 Lagrange, the video I made, if you cannot actually find the X100 Lagrange, check the link on my bio. You're going to see it, right? Check the highlights. You should know what highlights are. Highlights are now on X. So I think with this video, I would have actually loved to show you all the examples, but it's going to be a very lengthy something. So I made all the examples, showed it on the charts on the X100 Lagrange. So just go there and educate yourself. So this is EURUSD. I'm going to be showing you a few things here. So the market was previously in a very, 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 very crazy downtrend from the higher time frame. Was in a very crazy downtrend from the higher time frame. You can see it. Okay, I need to clear this. You can see this downtrend, right? You can see this downtrend. Market was in a very, very crazy downtrend, right? So market actually changed structure here. Market change structure here. You can see market actually took out this particular external high. Market took out this external high. So we should actually expect market to reverse, pick orders, and boom. And you can see what the market did already. So it is nothing new. But I want to show you what you can actually expect on the lower time frame in case you don't actually see this. So this is a very good trade. So this is more like a QML entry. This particular zone. Pick orders from there. Okay, then let's see. The other block is here. This is treating it like a QML, right? Very, very neat and precise entry. But that's not what I want us to talk about now, right? Okay, so let's go down to the lower time frame, 45 minutes, right? And then see the story the market is actually giving us on the lower time frame that we can actually expect to see, because you know that the higher time frame controls the lower time frame, but the lower time frame gives you information about what the higher time frame is about to do on a fractal scale to get. So well, this is lovely. So we can see, like, from the lower time frame, after this particular high was made, this high now, markets created a new low, right? This is now a higher low. Now this is a higher low because it is higher than this previous low. That is why it's called, sorry, I say higher low. This is a lower low because it's lower than this. You know, in a downtrend we see lower lows and lower highs, but in an uptrend we see higher lows and higher highs. Now this is a lower low because it is lower than this particular low. So this is a lower low, then market creates a new lower high. Now this lower high sponsors the creation of this low, right? Now this low actually comes and then sponsors the creation of this lower high, this particular place. I hope you're seeing it. Then you can see what market did. Then market is supposed to take out this particular range to create a new lower low. But see what happened. Market actually shifted or failed to clear this low. Shifted, and then boom, there was an expansion. So this is a very, very pretty story I want to see on a very good day. I took this trade here, I did, right? So now we've noted our expansion. Most persons who ICT students or other persons, they can actually take their trades from the FVG, because you can see if you're taking your trades from the FVG, it is very, very clear. It's very, very clear that you get into this trade, right? It's very, very clear. So that's if you're considering FVG. But if you're not considering FVG, if you're somebody like me, now most persons I know will start taking this other block, right? And cancel market did at that time. Market just ignored them. Cancel market. The market totally just ignored them. Now they will say, okay, this is an inducement. But let's see, market did still come down. Market did not still come down to pick them, right? So just like what I told you guys about expansions, when you say expansion, start expecting price to pick from anywhere around the expansion if there are any other blocks there. Now we could actually treat this particular place. We could actually treat it like, okay, now I can take here to be my inducement. Let's say I want to take this trade via inducement entry. I'll just take here to be an inducement, a very valid inducement, right? And then if I'm going to enter this trade, this particular trade, rather enter on the inducements, target this particular range, this particular internal range liquidity. This particular internal range liquidity would be my targets. Okay, be my targets. Target the internal range liquidity, right? And then my SL obviously be below the gap, right? Obviously below the gap. That is where I'm going to place my SL, obviously below the gap. So I think I need to set this as a preset, right? Save drawing template as SL. Save. It will be obviously below the gap, so you have something like this. Alright, so you can see this is a very, very easy 6.5 hour trade. Very easy 6.5 hour trade. Extremely easy. Now, but let's say you want to actually treat it like all I have been saying. If you want to treat it like a block, right? Now I can actually see a breaker block, because this particular high, I mean this particular zone now is supposed to sponsor, the creation of a new lower high, and then all that. But you can see market did this particular place, this zone ended here, right? This next, because we said this low sponsored this high. You can see that high did not mitigate the block, so you can actually that high now can actually still be called an inducement, right? Now you can see what market did. This people have on their gen. Market then raided this level. By reading, that's the impulse. Market raided this level and then continued, right? Market raided this level. So I can actually take this particular place to be a very, very valid block. I can actually place my trades from, and with the help of my best friend, the Gambox, I can actually refine and pick 50% of the block, right? Markets would always mitigate up to 50% of the block, right? And so you can see, voila, a very easy trade. Now once you've actually done this, you don't need to start placing your SL below as if you're considering a block, you don't need to place your SL below any gap again. You just need to place your SL slightly below the other block, and then I think this should give you a higher or a better RR trade, right? A higher or a better RR trade. So let's see here. So this is what 8.7 hour. If you leverage this on your MT4, your MT5, XNext, or whichever broker, or on your prop firms, you should be in for like crazy amount of money, stupid cash, right? So I think we'll be going. Let me show you the one on the uptrend. Let me show you. I think when the market actually was about to change trend to a downtrend. Let's go. Forgive me guys, my network is actually very, very poor since I actually am in school. I've not traveled home yet. Okay, so we can actually see a very interesting thing here. Now we need to actually note some zones. Now the market actually came from this particular level, created, in fact the market actually wait, I think this is very confusing. Now remember what we actually said in our uptrend and our downtrend. The market will create highs and will create lows, right? Market will create highs and will create lows. Now any high the market creates needs to be higher than any level before it. So I can't consider this particular place as my high because this particular high here is higher than them. If I consider this particular place as my high, then I can actually just equally treat this particular place now as a liquidity sweep, and then I get caught up. So this is my high, this is my low, right? Oh, network has started misbehaving. This is my low, right? This is my next high. Now this next high sponsored the creation of this high, right? This low, sorry. Now this low here sponsored the creation of this particular high, but this particular high is meant to actually clear liquidity off this particular high, but it failed to do that. It just came here, failed to swing above, and then boom, came down to create this low, right? So I can start to mark out all the highs and all the lows, but I don't want to waste our time here. Let me just mark out the ones we are working with. I think mark out all the ones we are working with. Sorry guys, So that low now let's see what happens. Where should we actually place our other blocks from? Market has actually mitigated this level. If you go down the lower time frame, you're going to see that's the level. Now market has also mitigated this particular level, so it's kind of like invalid to us. Now market also this particular zone. Markets, mind you, the market has not really cleared. Market has not really changed structure to me that I want to see. Before I can actually short, I want to see markets actually take this particular low, right? And markets did actually. Markets took that low, right? So, but scalpers or lower time frame traders must have really capitalized on lots of moves here and would have been expecting the market to change or dump long ago before even the high time frame traders get to see it, right? So, but you can actually be flexible and can actually do all. Don't limit yourself. So market has also mitigated this particular zone. You can see that, right? Market has mitigated this particular zone. So all these zones above now are being mitigated. So I can't even consider them as, a place to enter. Although sure, trading is very funny because sometimes market still comes back to zones that you feel or you expect are mitigated. That's why I like to tell people or my students this. Nothing is ever 100%. Just treat it with what you know. Don't expect it to always be perfect as it has, as you've seen or whatnot, right? So I should actually expect this zone now to hold, right? This particular order block now to hold as it has not been mitigated before. And you can see what happened. You can see even there's an inducement very close to it. So right, so you can see that zone actually was played out beautifully and then dumped. If you actually targeted this particular range low, this particular liquidity, let's say you take it as your target, let's see how many RR you can actually make. Although if you're actually a person or a trader who sticks to your trade plan, you can, like me, I trade majorly 1:5. Even if my trade is above 1:5, I trade 1:5. Once that's gotten to 1:5 RR, I just close the trade. So you can see how very clean this setup is. This is a 5 RR setup. This is a 5 RR setup. A very easy 5 RR setup. 5.89 RR setup. Leverage this on your prop firms, your broker, or your MT4 and MT5. You should be in for stupid money. So with that, we've come to the end of this video. Do well to share to your friends, do well to follow, do well to repost so that other persons can actually get to understand this concept if they're still confused about it. And if there are questions you have, concerns you have, you can ask them in the comments. I'll be going through them to answer them specifically to meet your needs or your demands. So with that, we've come to the end of today's video. Like, repost, and follow Decrease. Follow me for more. Also follow X100 Lendground if you want to actually see threads and not video tutorials. If you want to see threads, if you cannot actually play videos like this because of Twitter restrictions and all that, follow me on X100 Lendground. The link is on my bio. Help me like and repost this. Let it reach every other person or every trader that actually needs this video. Thank you for actually watching till the end. Thank you for watching till this. If you actually stayed up to this time, you're actually my MVP. Thank you for staying. I'll see you guys in the next one.